All right, so you like to use the Ceylon cinnamon in your tea, but you have difficulty getting it to dissolve. Let me show you what I do. I use one of these little tea strainer baskets. I do not like to use tea in tea bags. Sometimes when I'm like in a rush out the door, I'll use one, but most of the time I use loose leaf tea because there are concerns about microplastics and the materials that they use in the tea bags, and you're steeping them in hot water and then you're putting that in your body. So that's a no-go. So let me show you what I do. Obviously, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our Ceylon. And for me, you know, I don't put a ton in there. Like, I would guess that's about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Now this here is a product called Teeccino. While I love coffee, my stomach does not agree with it that much. Oop, I'm almost about out of it. But it's a really good product. It's made from chicory, and it has a really nice, rich flavor. The taste doesn't taste similar to coffee, but it has a lot of, you know, it's rich and full of body and all that, like coffee is. And it makes a great substitution if you have a sensitive stomach and it doesn't, you know, your stomach doesn't necessarily agree with coffee. And then this is just some dandelion root. This is another nice bitter herb that you can put in you drink it a couple of times a day. And what that does is it helps cleanse your liver. So now we've switched over to the Ceylon cinnamon that doesn't contain the toxic compounds as heavily as like your Vietnamese cinnamon does. So we're helping our liver by not poisoning it anymore by using, you know, if you use the Vietnamese cinnamon, you're basically poisoning your liver there. We're also helping cleanse our liver with dandelion root, and it also helps your gallbladder, and it helps the bile flow. Bile is something that is produced in your liver, and it's stored in your gallbladder, and it helps that flow much smoother, and it helps prevent that from coming back up into your stomach because it doesn't belong there, and it can make your stomach upset. But anyway, that's going into another thing. So then what I do is I take... I dropped you. I take a little bit of monk fruit sweetener because I like my tea to be a little sweet. Really, this is kind of a mix between tea and coffee. It's a totally different drink though. And then we'll pour our hot water in here. And that's it. We will let that steep for 5 to 10 minutes. And the cinnamon will just infuse into the water. And the cinnamon will go through your little tea steeper. This tea steeper, it will go through that into the rest of your drink. But it will do it much slower. And the cinnamon little granules will absorb that hot water and mix much better with your tea. So I hope that helps.